Ethan Miller was the kind of kid no one expected much from. He lived in a small town in Ohio, in a tiny apartment with a leaking roof and a mother who worked 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. His clothes were old, his shoes were torn, and his backpack was held together with safety pins. People called him the poor kid. Teachers liked him, but no one believed he would ever rise beyond his situation. But Ethan had one secret. A secret he kept hidden even from his closest friends. Every night, after finishing his homework in the dim light of a flickering bulb, Ethan would sneak into the public library just before closing. Not to borrow books, but to teach himself coding using an old, dusty computer that barely worked. While other kids spent their evenings on social media, Ethan was learning how to build apps, design websites, and write lines of code no one in his school understood. He wasn't doing it for grades. He was doing it because he knew something no one else knew. Knowledge is the one thing poverty can't take away. Months passed. Years passed. By senior year, Ethan still had the same torn shoes, the same old backpack. But now he had something new. Skill. Real skill. One day, his teacher announced a national tech competition. Everyone laughed when Ethan signed up. "How's the poor kid gonna compete?" they whispered. "His computer probably runs on candles." Ethan ignored them. He entered the competition with an app he built entirely on library computers. An app that helped low-income students find free tutors, food banks, part-time jobs, and scholarships. Something he wished he had when he was younger. When the judges saw his work, they were stunned. Thousands of students applied. Only one would win. A month later, Ethan received an email that changed everything. "Congratulations! You are the national winner." The prize? $50,000 in scholarship money. Plus a full ride to a top university. Plus investment support to fully launch his app nationwide. Ethan broke down in tears. Not because he won, but because he finally proved one thing to the world. Where you start in life doesn't decide where you finish. Today, Ethan's app helps millions of students across America. He travels the country giving speeches, not about coding, but about hope. And when people ask him how a poor kid with nothing changed his entire destiny, he smiles and says the same line every time. "My secret? When the world doubted me, I didn't."